Jamaica we will always, in honor of thy name, work steadfastly and wisely, and never bring thee shame. This is a song we used to sing in schools regularly to instill patriotism for our country, and in so doing work together to build this nation and protect it from harmful and negative influences such as the crime problem government is now tackling with targeted interventions. We have to unite for change, and the time is now. Thanks for joining us on Jamaica Magazine. I am Adrian Atkinson. On our show today, government is leading the process of change with juveniles in correctional facilities, and infrastructure is in place to facilitate development. We have these and much more, so stay with us.
A message from the Bureau of Gender Affairs and the Dispute Resolution Foundation, paid for by the UN Women Fund for Gender Equality.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, February 1. The major organized and anti-corruption agency, MOCA bill, has been passed in the House of Representatives. It was passed on Tuesday with 61 amendments. The MOCA bill seeks to establish a statutory law enforcement agency that will investigate and prosecute serious crimes and related matters. National Security Minister Robert Montego describes the bill as game-changing. He says that since MOCA's establishment in 2014, it has carried out approximately 904 operations and arrested 1,054 persons. Of those arrested, 686 were charged, resulting in 146 convictions.
In 4 of MOCA's major cases, Mr. Speaker, they have restrained some $1.89 billion in assets. And in total, since 2014, MOCA has restrained some $2.4 billion in assets, and they are going through the necessary legal steps to treat with converting those assets to the state.
The National Security Minister says that in its new independent state, MOCA will work alongside existing law enforcement agencies and other strategic partners to increase the positive outturns.
We must take note that by MOCA's tremendous efforts, the power of criminals and their influence will be whittled down to insignificant proportions, and the scourge that is organized crime will be diminished.
A rehabilitated rainwater harvesting facility has been handed over to the Percy Junior Hospital to improve its challenges with water supply. Currently, the hospital uses a mix of rainwater harvesting, piped and trucked water. The hospital has 2 acres of drainage basin to fill 3 catchment tanks through rainwater harvesting, which has the capacity to store more than 749,000 gallons of water. When filled to capacity, this source has the capability to supply the hospital with 90% of its water supply. Finance Minister Audley Shaw praised the public-private partnership responsible for the project, which he says can and should be replicated in other public sector entities.
Because this can be a model for Jamaica. We have to rely more on what God gives us, which is the rain from above.
The Agriculture Ministry is embarking on a program to expand irrigation on a number of farmlands, starting with the Essex Valley area. Portfolio Minister Carl Samuda told Parliament on Tuesday that plans were also underway to later improve irrigation systems in southern St. Catherine and Clarendon, which have the largest tracts of flat, contiguous, fertile agricultural lands. He said priority would be given to the rehabilitation of irrigation infrastructure that serve the sugar industry.
This must be done by concreting earth earthen canals, rehabilitating wells, and converting flood systems to pressurized systems to facilitate drip irrigation. It is important to secure a minimum of 7,500 hectares of sugarcane to ensure the viability of the Monimus factory.
Judge of the Supreme Court, Justice Brian Sykes, has been appointed to act as Chief Justice of Jamaica effective February 1. Justice Sykes replaces outgoing Chief Justice, Justice Zayla McCalla. He was sworn into the post this morning by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen.
His training, practice, and exposure will inure to his advantage as he assumes this position at a time when our country is at the crossroads and needs the active voice of the judiciary to send the strongest message that we are a country of law and order.
A special sitting of the Supreme Court was held on Wednesday to honor Justice McCalla, who is the country's first female to serve in the post and who has served for over 40 years in the judiciary. Meanwhile, Dr. Jacqueline A. Bisesa Mackenzie has been appointed Acting Chief Medical Officer, CMO, in the Ministry of Health. The Chief Medical Officer of Jamaica is the head of the Technical Services Division and is the Chief Technical Advisor on all medical and health matters to the Minister of Health as well as to the Government of Jamaica. Dr. Bisesa Mackenzie's appointment takes effect today and she replaces Dr. Winston Delahaye, who had previously stated his intent to leave his post to pursue other opportunities. A release from the ministry says the new CMO has 25 years of experience in the healthcare system in Jamaica and has represented the country at various national, regional, and international meetings. And finally, the Ministry of Health is encouraging persons who are on treatment for illnesses such as dengue to ensure they take their medication regularly as prescribed.
If you just take one tablet and expect the fever to go away, it will come back. And that is why people are tempted to use the stronger pain medications and aspirin, but that puts you at danger for bleeding. And that is where you might have, it precipitates the condition called the dengue hemorrhagic fever, which could cause complications.
Dr. Wright was speaking at a recent JIS think tank session. Dengue is a mosquito-borne disease that presents symptoms such as headache, fever, rash, and pain behind the eyes. The Health Ministry has assured that there is no current outbreak of the disease, but persons are still urged to be vigilant in destroying mosquito breeding sites. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Energy saving is not a maybe, it's a must. So hear this. Yo, turn off your light, turn off your TV and your fan. When you not use it, turn off your heater and your AC as part of the plan. When you not use it, the public sector retrofitting, so the private sector and we fi join in. Retrofitting? Yeah. What that? How you do that? Listen up. Hey, a whole time light bulb. That's what that. Use energy saving bulb and delete that. Put a regulator on your refrigerator. Use your wits to save water. Be smart, you know. And all motor is so long fi drive fast. Ease up half of the gas. Save gas. Energy conservation throughout the nation. Every woman and man come join in the plan. The plan to save energy. We must save energy. Ease up on the energy. Up on the energy. Save today, protect tomorrow.
The Ministry of National Security is carrying out a comprehensive rehabilitation program for juveniles in correctional institutions. It not only seeks to address skills training and a reduction in offending and reoffending, but is also seeing to the health of the youngsters.
The Ministry of National Security has committed its officers to positively impacting the lives of juveniles who come in contact with the law and is following through on that commitment. A program has been formulated to promote behavioral change and it's aptly named We Transform. A key component is the focus on healthy lifestyle, which is being facilitated through a series of health fairs across all 4 juvenile correctional institutions. The health fair services are offered to both wards and staff members of the facilities. The first was held on November 8, 2017 at the Metcalfe Street facility, with persons receiving blood pressure checks, dental care, eye screening, electrocardiogram tests, and cholesterol tests.
What we intend to be the outcomes of this pillar, healthy lifestyle for the We Transform program, is to advance the general health of our children and staff members within the Department of Correctional Services across the juvenile institutions. We intend for healthy lifestyle practices to be promoted and practiced.
The health fairs will benefit a combined 530 children and staff from Metcalfe Street Secure Juvenile Remand Center and the South Camp Juvenile Remand and Correctional Center in Kingston, Hilltop Juvenile Correctional Center in St. Anne, and the Rio Cobra Juvenile Correctional Center in St. Catherine. The health fairs will also address sexuality and reproduction and substance abuse and misuse.
Those who abuse or misuse substances, drugs, alcohol, it affects their behavior. It affects their decision making. We intend for the children and the staff to be equipped with the requisite knowledge and tools to abstain from the use of illicit drugs and unhealthy and inappropriate sexual practices.
Partners such as the Ministry of Health and the Chase Fund welcome the initiative.
We at the ministry commit to partner and support in whatever way we can to make this program successful.
This health fair here is part of a healthy lifestyle initiative that can make a tremendous difference to the way the wards here live. I have one suggestion about something that we could add, and it is blood sugar tests. Juvenile diabetes is something that is getting really prevalent. And if you look at both rates, the incidence and prevalence rates, they're alarming. And so if we could add that going forward, it may just discover some things that we need to know.
This drive to promote healthy lifestyle practices in juvenile centers supports other initiatives, such as reducing offending and reoffending through behavior modification intervention, building self-esteem to engender positive behavior and attitude between staff and inmates, and strengthening the capacity of staff through training. The overall aim of the We Transform program is to equip children ages 12 to 17 years under the care and supervision of the Department of Correctional Services with the requisite skill set, character, and support to become exemplary citizens. The program is also geared at empowering youth for sustainable reintegration into society.
My goal is to make sure that the Department of Correctional Services achieves success, raises the bar, raises the standard and quality of service that we are giving to our children, because it is one of the significant pillars in our general national 5-pillar strategy to create a safe and secure Jamaica. We must reduce reoffending. Investment in prevention is better than investing in responding to crime.
Respecting yourself, how you carry yourself is very important. You hear me, young men? We take for granted oftentimes as men that people judge you before you even open your mouth. From they look at you, they form a perception. They make up their minds about you. So the question is, when they look at you, what do they see?
Whether you drive on 2 wheels or 4, there's one thing I can guarantee you. That is that you know someone that's gonna need blood one day, or you might just be that someone. So here's the deal. The blood we have can only supply about 50% of the need. That's why, with the craziness that's happening on the roads, we need you to join the One Love, One Blood campaign. The life you save just might be your own.
Up next, how the Citizens Security and Justice Program has been transforming the lives of persons.
Instead of a woman walk up and down, I can't just know, say, yeah, wake up in the morning, I gone to school, gone do something.
We learned from some basic English and maths.
It's a wonderful experience dealing with the student from the inner city.
Positive reviews from participants in a program to boost literacy, numeracy, and vocational skills. It's part of efforts to achieve human capital development, building the capacity of individuals so they can effectively contribute to the nation's growth. The Ministry of National Security through the Citizen Security and Justice Program CSJP has been working with non-government organization Operation Friendship as well as the Jamaica Foundation for Lifelong Learning JFLL to offer remedial training to persons in vulnerable communities. CSJP, which targets unattached youth in volatile communities, recruits the youngsters. Operation Friendship facilitates the training at its institution, and JFLL provides the math and English teachers.
To deliver a 10-month pre-vocational program, which was aimed at 1, improving literacy levels, as well as their social skills with minimal exposure to general construction.
Using aspects of the constant practicing teaching method, classwork, assignments, tests, and projects, students were prepared for the Hard Trust entrance exam. If successful, they would move on to CSJP's vocational program, which provides advanced skills training at Hard Trust NTA.
Okay, today we're going to be talking about synonyms. Have you ever heard the word synonyms before?
Kind and generous.
Vacant, empty.
Messy and dirty.
You had to work from the basic letter sounds and stuff onto the other areas of literacy. It was my first time teaching adults, so the transition was a bit difficult, but I mean, I got into it. The guys made me feel comfortable, and so it has been good.
Class, what are we going to do today?
Change decimal to percentage.
What are we going to do?
Change decimal to percentage.
It's fun when teacher teach about percentage and them things, and teach in a little tricky way to do it.
Students are interested in learning, right, and they try their best to maintain discipline and stuff like that.
And Mr. White is a living testament to what can be achieved if one is disciplined. Having been a participant in the CSJP, he completed his studies in primary education at the Montego University and is now empowering other young people. 22 of the 25 students who took the Hard Trust entrance exams were successful, paving the way for them to move on to higher heights.
I feel overwhelmed. I say yes. I achieved what I come for. That was the aim, to pass the test. And I say yes, I did it.
I went to school from 2005, and I doesn't take up a book at home, and this program made me take up book and show interest of doing some work.
I think the success can be attributed to the motivation, to the quality of the instructors that we had, to the fact that the youngsters had to do the work which was necessary. We were able to come up with a new design for the syllabus, which really sort of focused on what had to be done in order to get them through the exams.
We are going to a next level, construction, getting a skill.
But the participants already have a rudimentary understanding of general construction, which will give them an edge when they begin CSJP's vocational program, Advanced Skills Training at Hard Trust NTA.
It teach me like to hold a hammer the right way.
You don't hold the hammer down in the neck, you hold the hammer at the end and you swing your wrists.
Well, my mindset is to inform other young men outside, in and outside the community, just to show that we get off the road and can come down at Operation Friendship and get it further.
I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I made it,
I'm the world's greatest.
To celebrate the achievement of the youngsters, a graduation ceremony was held at the offices of the JFLL. The results of a survey, the Learner Performance Feedback, indicated that the program did much more than help participants pass the Hard Trust entrance exam.
87% indicated that their team building skills have improved. Excellent. 91%, I want to listen to this, 91% indicated that their conflict management skills have improved.
I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high, hey, I made it.
You can't really look at persons from the inner city and say they're not worth it or they can't make it. If you as a teacher just do what you have to do, teach them, love them, just talk to them about reality and encourage them.
Come to Operation Friendship. We are willing, we are able, we have the manpower, we have the space, and we have the motivation to help wherever it is possible.
And I think that many of them see it now as a launching pad for greater things to do with their future.
So CSJP, Operation Friendship, and JFLL have been working together to achieve human capital development, improving numeracy and literacy levels of unattached youth while developing their social and vocational skills, building their capacity to make them employable and marketable so they can contribute to national development.
World's greatest.
What is the National Identification System? The new National ID will for the first time give Jamaicans one ID that is trusted and verifiable. This means easier access to government services like PATH and NIS. It will be easier to do business with the government and the private sector. Eventually, there'll be no need to walk with more than one ID. Support the new National ID. Get the facts at nidsfacts.com or on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at nidsfacts.
The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, has been facilitating key developments across the island. These include infrastructural upgrading in education, health, sports, culture, housing, and the environment. To accommodate further development in the Caenwood area of Mandela Highway, the corporation managed a sewerage construction project. Here's more.
The Urban Development Corporation, in association with the Jamaica Information Service, presents Urban Scope. The Caenwood Estate area has been a development area for the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, since 1986. The property spans the parishes of St. Andrew and St. Catherine, with at least 90% of its lands in St. Catherine. Measuring approximately 10,703 acres, the lands have functioned as a green belt to the thriving centers of Kingston and St. Andrew to the east, Portmore to the south, and Spanish Town to the west. Popular places in the area include the world-famous Caenwood Golf and Country Club. The Caenwood Estate area has seen changes over the years as the UDC continues to facilitate its development with the build-out of major infrastructure. Investments have included housing and road network connecting the north-south leg of Highway 2000. And more recently, the Urban Development Corporation has completed construction of the Caenwood Estate Conveyance Sewage System. This infrastructure has increased the opportunity for further development of the prime real estate property.
As you know, sewage disposal is one of the primary infrastructure needs for investment prospects, and this is now in place, so it's more attractive to developers as they come in, as UDC roll out its development plan for the area.
The conveyance sewage system forms part of the Caenwood Estate Development Plan, which outlines a broad built-out model for lands owned by the UDC and private interests. The development plan includes a mixed use of recreational, residential, and commercial buildings developed in harmony with the environment. The $624 million project was funded by the UDC from sale of assets. The scope of the project covers 7.4 kilometers of forced main pipeline and 2 lift stations. It also stretches across the Mandela Highway and connects to the Soapberry wastewater treatment plant. Each lift station has an entrapment cage that intercepts debris in the line. These cages are then lifted and emptied to allow for smooth flow of the sewage. The plant is also outfitted with state-of-the-art technology systems and can accommodate a flow of over 200,000 gallons of sewage per day.
This transfer system is designed to address the entire development needs at full build-out.
And so, to ensure smooth operations of the facility, testing was conducted on all pipelines by the chief engineer and his team.
It's a milestone for us because the plant is now ready to achieve what it was designed for. We achieved practical completion in November, and we have commissioned the plant in December. We are at the stage now where we are about to turn on the system to transfer sewage from the development to the treatment plant in Soapberry.
The engineers and technical persons worked long and hard to accomplish this goal, but not without a few challenges.
The challenges are primarily engineering. With respect to the water table, all the installation of the pipeline has been below the water table, so that was challenging in terms of the excavation and pipe installation.
With the sewage foundation now in place, individual development in the Caymanas area will be able to expand and grow in accordance with the requisite permissions guided by the UDC's master plan for the area. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. To learn more about the work of the Urban Development Corporation, call 656-8031 or visit their website at udcja.com. You may also follow them on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit their information center on the ground floor, Kingston Mall, downtown Kingston. Urban Scope was brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation in association with the Jamaica Information Service.
Oh God, I really wish I could retire right now. It's high time I start my own business.
Well, honey, don't you think you should apply to the early retirement program? Look how long we are talking about that.
You know, you're right.
The SERP is for eligible government employees between 50 and 59 years old. Speak with your HR department or see the press for details. Deadline is February 16. Apply now. We have come to the end of our show, but certainly not the end of our connection. Just click on our website, jis.gov.jm, and while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. Do join us again tomorrow for another program. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.